Hi, I'm Kathy from Kathy Waller Company.
And I'm Trish Wheatley from Disability Arts Online.
We're working on a partnership programme called Decode.
Decode exists to support disabled creatives to understand and navigate access to work. Alongside this, Decode raises awareness and knowledge of the scheme in the arts and culture sector through webinars, training and consultancy.
The video you're about to watch was created in 2019. Since then, there have been a few updates to how Access to Work operates. We have edited the video to reflect the changes, and there is a new section at the end which gives important, up-to-date information.
We hope you find this video helpful, and don't forget to explore the full range of resources within our Access to Work guide.
Hi, I'm Jess Thom. I'm a white woman in my 30s, with short, dark brown hair and a very cool wheelchair. Biscuit. I also have Tourette's syndrome. Biscuit, which means I make movements and noises I can't control. Biscuit, called tics. Ta-da! Beans, sausage, biscuit. I'm here with Deepa Shastri, a deaf Indian woman, 5 feet tall, and in her 40s, She's medium built and currently pregnant. Life-giving, Deepa will be communicating everything that I'm saying in British Sign Language, except my tics, but these will be in the captions. Access to Work is a Department for Work and Pensions Fund, which can help cover some of the extra costs of carrying out your job, or travelling to, from, and during work because you're deaf or disabled. Cats, This film, is part of a series of 3, that explain the process, of applying to Access to Work, to help the arts and cultural sector, to make use of the fund, There is one for employed people, one for employers, and this one, which is for self-employed people, and cats. Throughout the film, we'll be moving through Battersea Arts Centre, a beautiful old Victorian town hall, as we tell you about the different elements of applying for Access to Work. Cats, We'll cover eligibility, what you can apply for, the application process, and managing monthly claims, For each section, we'll also give you top tips from colleagues and other organisations, who employ people who get Access to Work support. Beans, cats, Let's talk about who can apply for Access to Work. To get help, you must be deaf, disabled, or living with a long-term health condition, which means you face barriers doing your job. You must also be 16 or over, Hedgehog. There is no upper age limit. You must live and work in England, Scotland, or Wales, You can't get Access to Work if you live in the Channel Islands or the Isle of Man. And there is a different system in Northern Ireland. Cat. To be eligible for Access to Work, you must either have submitted a self-assessment tax return, or be ready to fill one in for the end of the current financial year. Your turnover must meet the lower earnings limit, which is currently £6,025 per year, correct as of April 2019. If you are new to self-employment, you have 12 months to test out your earning potential whilst getting support from Access to Work. You must meet the lower earnings limits by the end of your second year of self-employment. Access to Work's criteria for being satisfied that you are self-employed are, biscuit, that you have a unique tax reference, accounts for an established business, or your most recent tax return. If you are new to self-employment, you must provide a viable business plan. If you do not see yourself as a business, then a unique tax reference and a CV which demonstrates your earning potential may be appropriate. Remember that the lower earnings limit is based on your turnover and not your profit. Biscuit, for example, Biscuit, if you got an Arts Council grant for £10,000 for a project, Biscuit, and out of that grant you paid yourself £1,000, the rest of it going on other project expenses, Biscuit, your turnover would be £10,000 and your profit £1,000. There is no list of conditions or impairments that are ineligible for access to work. So long as you face barriers doing your job, you can make the case for a grant. Biscuit. People with many different requirements get access to work, from support for dyslexia, communication, mental health, through to mobility assistance. To identify what support you need to make your everyday work accessible. Biscuit, hedgehog, biscuit, cats, biscuit. There might be one-off access equipment costs, biscuit, but also ongoing support required. Biscuit, hedgehog. Although in reality your work might vary wildly, you must be able to quantify the access support you need in terms of a typical working week. Biscuit, hedgehog, biscuit. Access to work can cover the costs of equipment, travel and support workers. Beans, biscuit. Equipment covers adaptations and new equipment, biscuit, that is needed for access reasons. Biscuit, hedgehog. If public transport is not accessible to you, access to work can help pay towards the cost of getting around to do your work. Beans, biscuit. And then pay for a massage so you can relax in a bar. Hedgehog, biscuit. Access to Work will consider funding a support worker if there are no other options available. Biscuit, cats, biscuit, biscuit. The Access to Work support worker categories are biscuit, biscuit, sign language interpreter, biscuit, lip speaker, biscuit, note taker, palantypist, biscuit, personal reader, travel buddy, biscuit, the mental health support service, driver, job coach, carer or paid PA, and job aid. Biscuit. Access to Work will not pay for a support worker to give nursing or personal care. Biscuit. Support starts when you're ready to start the working day. Beans! Like now! And now! And now! Biscuit. You can also apply for additional support worker hours to assist with monthly Access to Work claim forms. Biscuit. Cats. Here are our top tips. Biscuit. Remember, as a self-employed person in the arts, Access to Work can be used to support all aspects of your work, Biscuit, including those which are not directly paid, such as attending meetings, filling in funding applications, accounts, finance and professional development. Don't forget to include the access support you need for all aspects of your job, and not just the ones you directly earn from. Access to work. Use certain terminology for different types of support worker. You are much more likely to get the support you need if you use their language. We have a glossary of terms in the written guide. If you want to get to the real nitty-gritty, you can also Google Access to Work Staff Guide. You can apply online, by phone, text phone, BSL video relay or NGT text relay. The assessors may not be familiar with your specific medical condition, impairment or access requirements. Hedgehog. You should be prepared for this and able to clearly articulate your situation in a way that the assessors will understand. It's a good idea to have a trusted friend or colleague to lean on for support throughout the process. The three main questions on the application form are, what are your conditions or disabilities? Do you want some help to get to work? Does your condition make it harder for you to do your job? Cats. Some of these questions have follow-up questions where you can provide more detail on the barriers you face and what support do you need. You are then asked to provide your contact information and employment details. After you complete the initial application form, the Access to Work advisor will contact you to ask for additional information, such as evidence of access requirements, from a medical professional, for example, your GP. Cat. Sausage. There are specialist disability teams within Access to Work who are more familiar with access needs around certain impairments. This doesn't necessarily guarantee they will be familiar with your specific medical condition, disability or access requirements. You should be able to clearly articulate your situation so that the advisor fully understands the barriers you face. Beans. If you are unsure what support is available, the Access to Work advisor can discuss the options with you. But it is helpful if you research and know your access support needs in advance. Cats. Hedgehog. Assuming you're assessed as eligible, an assessor may visit your workplace to assess your needs. If the process is completed successfully, you will receive an offer of support. Ta-da! You'll then be told how much you'll get and for how long. To accept the offer, you will need to complete the declaration within 4 weeks of the date of the offer. Sausage. Table tennis. Here are our top tips. Regular updates to Access to Work mean that call centre staff are not always up to date with current information. If they tell you something that you think may be incorrect, double check the information and call back to confirm. Try and get things advisors tell you confirmed via email as well, so that you have a paper trail, or at the very least, keep a diary of every conversation. Be prepared to repeat a lot of information relating to your access and impairment requirements. You may need to pay for some of your access costs up front, biscuit. For example, travel, biscuit, and then be reimbursed by Access to Work. Biscuit, cat, hedgehog, sausage, biscuit. Access to Work will send you a form for claiming the amount of support you use, biscuit, on a monthly basis. Sausage, biscuit. For every calendar month you use support, you need to post a completed claim form, biscuit, along with any relevant receipts and invoices. Biscuit, cat, hedgehog, biscuit. If you use a support worker, they will need to sign the form too, biscuit. Your claim must arrive within 6 months of the activity for which you are claiming. Beans, biscuit. Here are our top tips, biscuit. If you think you'll need access support to make your monthly claim forms, for example, support to carry out the administration side of this, make sure you include this support in your application. You need to make a separate claim for each type of support. Biscuit, for example, if you have a support worker, job aid, biscuit, and get a travel grant, they must all be claimed separately, even if the support worker and job aid are the same person. Biscuit. This also means they have to invoice separately. Biscuit. It's a good idea to write in bold, both on the claim form and the invoice, what type of support you're claiming for. Biscuit. Make sure you post claims individually, as posting 2 or more claim forms in the same envelope may cause some of them to get lost. Check out examples of different claim forms in the written version of this guide. This guide has been produced by Disability Arts Online with funding, biscuit, from Arts Council England. Biscuit. Biscuit. For the full guide, alternative formats and links to other resources, visit disabilityarts.online/ATW. Ta-da! Biscuit. Thank you for watching, and we hope this was helpful.
Here are some important updates about access to work. Freelance versus self-employed. Whilst we tend to use the term freelance and self-employed interchangeably, access to work has very specific meanings to these terms that will determine the type of grant you are awarded. To access to work, self-employed means you are a sole trader, you have a UTR number, you might work on multiple contracts, and you submit a tax return. Access to work considers the term freelance to mean that you only work on multiple PAYE contracts. If you tell Access to Work you're freelance when in fact you're self-employed, you will only be able to get access support when you're working on a PAYE contract and not all year round. You can find more information about freelance support in our glossary. If you're self-employed and work on multiple PAYE contracts throughout the year, you can apply for 2 separate grants to support you for each type of work.
The lower earning limit can change every year. As a reminder, this is the turnover amount that self-employed people need to make in order to be eligible for an Access to Work grant. For the financial year 2024 to 25, this amount is £6,396. You can always check the latest lower earnings limit on our updates page. If you're new to self-employment or coming back to work as a self-employed person after a break, you won't have any turnover yet. In this instance, Access to Work will now award you a 3-year grant. You have that amount of time to reach the lower earning limit turnover needed to renew your grant for the future.
Access to Work, more often than not, will refer you for a holistic workplace assessment. This is carried out by a third party and can be either face-to-face or online. It's important to know that these assessments now discuss equipment, software, travel, and support workers, so make sure you talk about all of these in your assessment. At the end of 2023, Access to Work rolled out a new online claims portal so that you now have the option to send your claims in by post or through the online portal. Anyone who receives an Access to Work grant can register online and set up their portal to make claims electronically. To do this, go online and search Access to Work claims. We have a video which shows the online claims portal in the resource section of our guide.
As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is lots more information on our Access to Work guide. Also, if you want more detail about Access to Work rules or direct quotes from their guidance, do an online search for Access to Work Staff Guide.